I was explaining this to my daughter today. I was studying, and she just came over and she said, "What are you studying about?" And I was like, "I'm studying the word awha," and I'll get to that word later on in the surah. بِأَنَّ رَبَّكَ أَوْحَى لَهَا. But the simple concept I was telling her was, whenever we do something, who's watching? And obviously she said, what? Allah is watching. But I said, I want to tell you about something else. Someone else who's watching too. You know who's watching? Who's also listening? The earth. The ground underneath us, Allah made it a witness. It's got a recorder inside, and it's recording everything. And if you're not fearful enough to remember Allah is watching, because Allah is in the unseen, right? Allah is in the unseen. Oh yeah, He's watching. Who else is watching? Who else is witness? The earth. And the more sins you do, the earth gets loaded with it, and loaded with it, and loaded with it. It's like you keep stuff in your face, and stuff in your face, and stuff in your face. If you eat too much, what's going to happen? You're going to throw up. You're going to throw up. The earth getting filled with the sins of people, and the wrongdoings of people. And it's getting loaded and loaded and loaded until a point comes where it's saturated, and a day comes where it gets to actually throw up. وَأَلْقَتْ مَا فِيهَا وَتَخَلَّتْ. Allah says, it brings out whatever was in it, and it's like it unleashes its burden. It finally gets to relax. The khalla is used in Arabic when a mother gives birth, and she gasps and says, finally the pain is over. Right? It's like the earth will finally be relieved of its pain. And what is its pain? The sins of the people that are just making the earth heavier and heavier and heavier. Allah says, ظَهَرَ الْفَسَادُ فِي الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ بِمَا كَسَبَتْ أَيْدِي النَّاسِ لِيُذِيقَهُمْ بَعْضَ الَّذِي عَمِلُوا. SubhanAllah. In Surah Al-Rum, He says, corruption came out in the land and in the ocean. This is what we call natural disasters, right? We call them natural disasters. When corruption and horrible things happen in the land and happen in the ocean. He says, because of what people earned. The earth is suffering from calamity, and Allah says, because of what? People earned. And the ayah goes on, لِيُذِيقَهُمْ بَعْضَ الَّذِي عَمِلُوا. So it may make them taste some of the things that they have done. When an earthquake happens, when a flood happens, when a tsunami occurs, Allah says, this is just a small taste of what you have done. This is a small taste. لِيُذِيقَهُمْ بَعْضَ الَّذِي عَمِلُوا. When will you taste everything you have done? When will the earth let out everything that you've been loading it with? That is on the Day of Judgment. That is when it gives up all of its burdens. أَثْقَالَهَا. In other words, the ultimate burden on the earth, the real burden on the earth is not the mountains, is not the trees, is not the climate. That's not the real burden on the earth. The real burden on the earth is the human being and the jinn. So when this ayah says the earth will expel its burdens, the ultimate burden, yes, it includes other things, but ultimately the human beings and jinn is what's implied here because of the other ayah, سَنَفْرُغُ لَكُمْ أَيُّهَا الثَّقَلَانِ.